All right, guys, welcome back to episode 3, right, of the DRILLMOREPB Pickleball podcast. We've got a fun episode today. There wasn't any PPA events, and so we've got a pro pickleball thing that we'll be getting into a little bit, but we've got a good episode. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the weather in Utah has gotten warmer, and we now can play pickleball outside again. So we're going to talk a little bit about the difference of indoor pickleball versus outdoor pickleball and what that kind of means. Next, after that, we're going to get into some pro news. Tyson McGuffin posted a picture that we'll talk a little bit about. After that, we still wanted to talk a little bit about pros for you guys. That's one thing that both Bryant and I follow pretty closely. And so we're going to do like a little fun game where you build your Frankenstein player, and we'll go over the rules there after that. And then lastly, we'll finish up the episode with some gear talk. So we want to cover bags. We'll talk a little bit about the Forwrd bag. We'll talk about the Selkirk bag, the new Vulcan backpack. We'll go into Blumaka Insoles, Trigger Grip Pro. And then we'll get into a little bit of glasses, so eye protection, but then also kind of the sunglasses part of pickleball, and then we'll wrap it up from there. So
cool.
You ready?
Yep, let's get into it.
Okay, so it got up to 80 degrees here in Utah this week.
Yeah, it was hot this week.
Maybe even more than that. I don't know, but it was hot.
It was pretty hot.
Both you and I had the opportunity to drill outside together, and then I had the opportunity to go play at a park near us one of the mornings outside. And I have been playing indoors all season long for winter, obviously, here in Utah. And I forgot what it was like to play outside.
It's so different. I think people completely underestimate the difference in like the sport, especially if you're playing singles. I feel like outdoor is a lot different. I mean, obviously with the indoor as well, with the court, it bounces different, but with the wind, it changes the whole game, in my opinion, for
Everything.
sure.
Yeah. Well, it makes me appreciate the pros a little bit more because of last tournament with the crazy wind. And then watching them, like knowing that they were having like 40-mile-per-hour gusts of wind, and then seeing them still be able to drop the ball and get into dink rally.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely insane thinking about, so I played Friday or Thursday morning, I think it was, Saturday morning. And there was like maybe a 5 to 10 mile per hour wind. So nothing crazy, but I felt like all my drops were gone. I felt like there were no more dink rallies. Now, obviously I'm an amateur, but I was like, holy crap, I play so different in the wind. I just trying, especially when the wind was against my back. Or when the wind was on my back, so blowing with me, it was like, okay, don't blast the ball because everything's going out of bounds. So serves and returns on that side were really difficult for me. But then when the wind was against me, it was like, okay, hit the ball as hard as you possibly can because it's staying in. And I had fun because I was playing pickleball with like friends and everything. But it quickly reminded me of how much more I enjoy pickleball without wind.
Yeah, I think I heard an interesting conversation this week of like it was another podcast with Ignatowicz. I can't remember who it was, but they were comparing like sports. Like you can play basketball outside, you can play soccer inside or outside, and like what's like the best for each sport. I think for me in pickleball, preferably I would just love if conditions were just pristine outside, but that's never the case. It always seems like anytime you and I have done a tournament in Utah, it's always windy, no matter if it's like there's going to be 0 wind or it's 80 degrees outside. I just feel like there's always wind. And depending on the ball you play with too, like I've always complained about playing with the V Pro 1 or 2 or whatever ones they have now, just because it's really poppy. And I feel like it's kind of the same with every ball where like you can't really get it consistent, but somehow the pros are just mad consistent, like you were saying. And they're still having very good dink rallies. I mean, you have some games that some people adjust a lot less quickly as the other people, but I think for me, I think I do like playing outside because I've played outside more than I do play inside, even though I have a membership. But the wind does affect the game. I mean, you and I have played. We played like this was like a couple months before winter season started. We played that one. Me, you, and Jeremiah played singles, and the ball was like you're hitting it as hard as you can against the wind, and it's coming back to you. No matter what you do.
Yeah, It made it for, as an amateur player, someone that's already inconsistent with pickleball, it made it even more inconsistent. And so like you would get frustrated. And again, I want to emphasize, I still had a lot of fun, but I would get frustrated with myself because it was like, this is a shot that I normally can hit consistently, and now that's taken away from me, and so I had to adjust. So it was interesting to see how players adjusted too, because you had players that didn't adjust at all, and then players like me who were trying to dial it in the entire time, and maybe people didn't think I adjusted very well, but like trying to figure out, okay, when I'm on this side, this is how I hit now, and then when I'm on this side, this is how I hit now. And it was interesting though, because we had a pretty good skill of wide variety of skill of level players. We probably had anywhere from like maybe 3-5 to 4-0 all the way up to the top player was probably mid fives. And it was interesting because I got to play against each of those players, and you saw almost every player when it was windy just kind of not really go for a return or for a serve. They're just trying to make sure they're getting it back in court. And I played with a girl. It was my first time ever meeting her. Her name was Olivia Phillips. So shout out Olivia Phillips. There's no way you're watching this just because we just barely met. But if someone is watching this and knows her, send this clip to her. Shout out to Olivia Phillips. So she's a collegiate player. I found this out when I was playing with her. She's a collegiate player. Her team is, she plays for USU, and they're like ranked single digits in the country. She's done some like pro events. She does like the PPA qualifiers. So her skill level's high. And it was interesting to play with her versus some of the other players because I'm just trying to get my serve in and I'm trying to get my return in. And she is still going for everything, like
hitting rockets.
Wind at our back. She's still serving super strong, lots of top spin, and it's still tipping. When we were returning as a team and the wind was behind us, she was still blasting her returns. And it was funny because it was like, okay, clearly there's a technique difference between her and I because she's still able to go for things and I'm not. And so there's levels to it, right? So knowing that I can still play the same pickleball in a windy situation, I just don't have that skill yet, kind of motivated me as well.
What I've noticed is playing tennis players, like heavy tennis players that have come from mainly tennis transitioning to pickleball, I feel like they transition the best in playing outdoors. And I wonder if that's just because they just play a lot more outdoors. Like you and I, over the winter season, I mean, obviously you're not playing that much, but I also feel like maybe it's just because I don't know very many groups here in Utah. I've joined a couple recently, like you and I did Casey Wardle. I'm in one at our other local park, Art Die. But like I feel like there's a huge skill gap of people that go. So when I do go play like in the wind and stuff like that, you're either playing people that really aren't your level or people that are really above your level. So it's kind of hard to find a group to make it fun, for my opinion, to play in the wind and play outside. Hopefully that starts to change as it's growing more and more, that these groups like start to like expand. And I think it makes it more fun playing at the parks than playing indoor. But
well, it was fun because I played against players that I don't play against normally. So like to play a set of players that don't know my style and I don't know theirs is always fun. It was just the wind was kind of throwing things off, but which begs the question, especially considering 2 weeks ago or a week ago when the PPA tournament closed, should pickleball or maybe pro pickleball and specifically be a purely indoor sport, or should it be played outside as well?
See, I think it's tough because I think I enjoy more being outside regardless, just because it's always nice to be outside. Watching a pro tournament, I've watched a couple now being indoor versus outdoor. I like the outdoor a lot more because I don't know, I feel like just the atmosphere is a lot better. It's not loud in there. It's not like smelly. Like everyone smells like crap in the indoor ones. Like no offense to the pros, but like, I don't know.
You're sweating.
Yeah, you're just sweating. But I think also, I think I like the play on outdoor courts better. Like,
I think visually from like a media standpoint, being able to get views, it looks so much better outdoors than it does indoors. The only thing is like if the weather does come into play, kind of like what we talked about last episode, was
like have a backup.
You've got to have a backup. Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't. Like like even Ben was like, the fans are here. We're so thankful for them. Like, I'm surprised they were like, okay, like we have a local facility. We only have 2 more games left, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
They definitely need to have a backup. And I think the other thing too, I mean, we saw this with Ben and Colin. We haven't really seen it lately from Ben, but the lighting situation as well. I mean, I also thought, I think it was the Mesa one, like the way that the lighting is, I think it's so hard on an outdoor court when you have half lighting and half not. Because when that ball hits, like maybe it's just me being colorblind, but I almost lose the ball for a second.
Yeah.
So I think that's another con to playing outside, but also you have the same thing inside, where if it's lobbed and you're staring directly at an LED light, you're like, blink 50 times just to see a ball.
Or the light's not bright enough, and so like, or lighter walls behind it, or whatever the case may be, right? So, but interesting. So windy outside, you know, pickleball's back outdoors again for us. So we've got outdoor season again, which is fun. You and I saw this post a little bit earlier in the week.
Crazy.
Tyson McGuffin, man. I mean, he's like, I'm a dog.
Yeah.
But that dude already had a lot of tattoos. He flies to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he went under or what.
Yeah, he was under anesthesia, I think, for like 3 days.
I think like he did 3 different sessions.
Like he did 3 different sessions.
Oh, wow.
Under like complete anesthesia. And he did a full, literally, I think the only thing that isn't tattooed is his toes and like his face.
Yeah, exactly. He's now got, so for those that didn't see it, Tyson McGuffin on Instagram posted, every inch of his body is now fully tattooed. He was probably 50% tattooed because of his arms and his chest and his back, but now he finished his legs, his everywhere, his ribs, his butt cheeks are now completely tattooed.
They showed everything.
So I wonder how much money that was, because tattoos are not cheap if you're going to a good artist.
Well, and he had like 8 artists working on him.
I know.
It wasn't just one.
Insane. So now Tyson is completely tattooed up. It looked like, so I saw he did his paddles that he's gone through the years. So kind of like his first Selkirk signature paddle to his second Selkirk signature paddle. Then eventually moved on to his Yola one, and then his second Yola one. So he's got 4 paddles tattooed on him. It looks like he's got his kids maybe tattooed
his kids.
on him.
He's got like 3-time champion on there for something.
He had the Last Supper.
The Last Supper. He's got a lot of different things. I mean, when we first started watching Tyson, it was pretty much just his arms.
Yeah.
And it's like, it looks cool. I think for me, what was that one guy in the NBA that just had crazy tattoos?
Birdman.
That's he gives me the exact same vibes as Birdman. His tattoos are really cool, but I'm like, dang, this is a lot.
Tyson's a boy. Like he's for the boys. He is a boy. He's, he loves to get the crowd going. He loves to get the boys going. But in my personal opinion, it is never a great idea to get faces tattooed on you.
Oh, no.
Especially if it's not like the best tattoo artist in the world.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like they ever come out very good.
I always feel like they're either too shaded or too, rounded or...
Well, and even if they look good the first year or two, like
it'll fade over the years.
You get a little bit older, you gain a little bit of weight, your skin gets a little bit looser, and those faces change on your body.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, like that was not a great idea 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still cool regardless. It's definitely on brand and on par for Tyson. That's like I feel like now that he's kind of adopted that, like we've already seen kind of the neck tattoos going up and people are starting to see that. So it'll be interesting to see when he comes back to see what he looks like. Is he going to wear his shorts like he usually does, or is he going to be more fully covered? Like,
oh no, bro. He's showing
I feel like he's going to do his tank top with his shorts and you'll see everything.
I'll guarantee, I'm calling it now. I'm going to clip this with his post-game interview on one of these matches that he does. He's going to fake moon the crowd because they're going to say, you got some new tattoos. And he's like, yeah, and it's everywhere. And then he'll fake moon the crowd.
That'd be hilarious.
And show. I'll guarantee he does that.
That's such a Tyson thing.
With that being said, though, Tyson is, he's kind of fallen off this year. At least he doesn't have the same results that he's had in the years past, especially when you and I started. Yeah. The very first tournament I ever watched live in person
was that Brigham?
And on TV was the Tournament of the Champions, TOC, in Brigham City, Utah, and he triple crowned.
Yeah.
So I went from okay, who are these players, to watching one player triple crown,
Yep.
to now I'm not seeing him make really the quarters or semis anymore. He does occasionally, but
Yeah.
he's never podiuming anymore. So I love Tyson. I loved what he does for the sport currently, but it's kind of sad to see him. He's disappearing.
He's an OG for sure. I feel like for me, there you have like him, Riley Newman, who, I mean, again, when you and I were just starting to watch and play pickleball, podium, and now they're kind of, not that they're not relevant. I love Tyson. He's actually like, he's one of the players that I hope to always see. Like if he's in the 16 or even around to 32, I'm watching the games because he's just a funny, good guy. Like he's a happy guy. He's like one of my favorite people to watch. He kind of reminds me of like Jaume, where they're like kind of the same personality,
kinda loose, and
and that's just Tyson. But I'm hoping there's a turnaround at some point where he kind of gets that edge back. I think when players don't have a consistent companion with them, like a partner, it's kind of just like, and they're just bouncing partner to partner. It's like, some weeks we do good, something, you know. So I'm hoping like he teams up with someone, just stays consistent with them, because I think when he stays consistent, that's when we see him in the finals, and I'd like to see him in the finals again.
Well, and I think what's been difficult for him, and maybe he doesn't see it this way, but I do, is he's playing with Max Freeman, who's a lefty. So Tyson's playing the left, which is typically in pickleball the dominant position, because you now are going cross court with the dominant player of the other team most of the time. And Tyson, I don't think, is that player anymore. He's just not quite as quick. He doesn't have as many tools in the bag as some of the other players do. Not as consistent. Like, he's still an amazing player, but when you pair him up against going cross court against Andre Daskew or Hayden Patrickquin or Ben Johns,
consistency,
like they're going to be able to beat him in that all day. So I think he needs to relegate himself to being a right side player, find that really strong left side player, like for example, like a Andre Daskew, right? Or something like that, where
it'd be cool to see them play. I think they could do really good, but I think it's kind of like Fed, where Fed did really good last year, and now we're seeing him more on the right side, because I think it's the same thing. And Fed's an amazing player, but I think he's way better on the right side.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with like Alshon. Alshon's really good on the left, but I think when he plays with men's, I think he's way more powerful on the right.
Yeah, it just upgrades themselves on a position. So well, so that's it with like pro news. This is a fun little segment that we're going to do. This is Frankenstein player. This is actually, you thought of this earlier this week. So why don't you go ahead and explain what we're going to do, and then we'll hop into it.
Yeah, this week I was just thinking a lot about, like, there's so many players now coming into the mix. Who's like the best Frankenstein player you could make? Serve. Who's even best lob, cross court dinking, hands. Anyone, and you could even throw girls in there, because I think like Annalie is for sure on top of my Frankenstein player list, just mentally, as well as she's just so insane with her. I love like for example, I always talk about a double backhand. I just think there's so many players now. You have to make a Frankenstein player that's just like and I think mine's gonna beat yours, because I think I already have mine. I've been thinking about this.
Explain how you're gonna beat me. Like, explain the game to them.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's a lot like we'll definitely do our players, and then it's who's winning, not only in a singles. So you got to keep in mind throughout the whole time, it's who's gonna win overall in singles, kind of like a triple crowner. Who's gonna triple crown, pretty much. Who's most likely to triple crown with their Frankenstein. Okay. That's how I'll play it.
Okay, but explain the rules, how you build a Frankenstein player.
Oh yeah, so I'll pick a player. It cannot be picked. He or she cannot be picked again.
And what are you picking about the player, though?
Like if they're right-handed,
their attributes,
like
forehand dink, backhand dink. So I'm going through right now. We'll do a forehand dink, a backhand dink.
Yep.
We'll do a forehand drive, a backhand drive. We'll do a flick at the kitchen, a serve, a return, and then mentality.
Mentality. I think mentality for sure. You got to throw up there.
Anything else that you can think of off the top of your head?
Let's see. You pretty much covered everything.
There's a lot more shots in this, but
I think that's just the basic of what we should do, because then you could go down so many rabbit holes of players.
Yeah. So we'll do flick / roll.
Yeah.
So we'll have one
double backhand. Throw double back in there, because there's definitely
double backhand.
Like
backhand dink or backhand drive. We already got that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different categories.
Mhm.
When you pick a player, I can no longer use
Yep.
that player at all for the remainder of the game for any other shot.
Yeah.
So
pick wisely
we're
at the
essentially
beginning.
picking 16 different players, and then we're going to compare your player versus my player.
Yeah.
And maybe what we'll do is we'll let the commentator decide who wins.
Yep. And then you guys have to make your own as well.
So we've got forehand drive, backhand drive.
Mhm.
Oh, we need also drops.
Drops for sure.
So we'll just do third shots is what we'll call that one. And that'll just
And hands.
be...
Did you put hands in there?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. So third shot, drops, and then hands. So we've got forehand drive, backhand drive, forehand dink, backhand dink, serve, return, mentality. The flick and the roll are going to be combined, even though they're different shots. Third shot drop, so that's forehand and backhand. We're just going to lump that into one. And then quick hands.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 10 different items that we've got to do. So do you want to go first? You pick your... Do you want... you're gonna have to keep track of who you're put. I'm gonna be typing in mine.
Yeah,
right
I'll keep track of mine.
So what's
So
your
we'll
first
start
player?
with
What attribute are you picking first? And I have a feeling I know who you're gonna go straight to, but you go.
No, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm gonna go. I want to go serve.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick. So let's just do. I'll pick an attribute. We'll go with that one. You pick the next attribute, and you just start it that way. So I'll pick first, then you'll pick first on the next attribute. Yeah. So like I'll pick the first attribute. I'll do the first person, then you'll do the second person, and then you'll pick the next attribute. Boom.
Okay, like snake it.
Yeah. So for serve, I am going deckle bar.
Yeah.
One of my favorite serves in the whole. I mean, that's where I'm developing my serve now from. Just a monster serve.
Okay, so you've got deckle bar for yours. For my serve, I mean, he's got such a good
It's such a good serve.
Dang.
But I have heard from a bunch of different players that even there's like bend serve, it doesn't look that hard. And I think TV puts off a lot of what is actually going on in real life speed-wise.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, so I'm trying to be wise of not eliminating a player that I want to use a different attribute on. So I'm going to go with Roscoe Bellamy.
Yeah, he's got a massive serve as well. Great serve.
He's got a huge serve. You got to find like those singles players.
Yeah.
Okay, so serve's done. I'm going to go to, I'm going third shot drop, and I'm still the best player in the world. I am going Ben John. You got it. I've got it. Have you ever seen a player that hits more consistent forehand or backhand than Ben Johns in any situation?
No,
running,
he's so good.
Planted. Holy
this
crap.
dude could be running and they pelt one at him and it's still dropping in there.
I mean, right there, I feel like that gives me a leg up.
Oh. And I don't even want to use this person, but then I don't want her to get taken. I think Annalie is going to be mine for the third shot.
Oh, wow.
But, I don't know. It's either Annalie or I'm going to go with, it's still just such a big one.
That's a huge shot.
I'm trying to think who could even compare on a third shot. Because in my mind, he's just such an animal with the third shot. But I don't want to use Annalie. Actually, I get picked next round.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do, I'm trying to think who's been dropping pretty good recently. I'm going to throw... This might be not a wise one, but I'm going to throw Fed in there. I think Fed, when he has his moments, is a pretty good dropper in any sense.
All of them can drop really well, and so then picking like a top 5 player anywhere is going to be good. That's not a bad Fed stack, Rude. Okay.
Okay. The next one I'm picking, what was it? Flick or whatever? Right?
Flick and rolls.
Flick and rolls. I was going to pick the Flick Wizard. But this one's actually really hard because you could kind of go like three mains in my opinion. You got either Hayden, Gabe, or JW.
I mean,
but then if I don't want to lose the other two because they're such a good.
All 3 of those are top tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually go Flick. I'm gonna go Gabe.
Gabe, okay.
Yep.
I mean, that's a good choice. Okay, Gabe Tardio. Bro, I think I just got to go. I mean, his nickname is the
Flick Wizard.
Yeah, J.W.
J-Dub.
Johnson, baby. He is so good. Okay, let's go to oh, that just made it easy for me, actually. We just eliminated 2 of the fastest hands in the entire world.
And now you're about to do hands with
I'm going Hayden with hands, baby.
Hayden with hands. Oh my gosh. Who do you even put up against him? The only person I could say that's right now is either Diescu or Alshon, but they don't. Not that they're not even. I don't think it's even close.
The problem is like there's 3 in the world, and then
we just named off
great, but those guys are elite.
Yeah, I think Hayden's at peak right now for sure. And oh my gosh, hands! I'm gonna have to go. Defending, I think defense-wise, I'm actually gonna go someone different. I'm gonna go with Anna Bright
for hands.
For hands, I feel like I feel like recently she's been nasty in hands battles.
So you're throwing Anna Bright against Hayden Patriquin.
No, but I have no one else. I don't want to use because I want to use Diescu and Alshon later.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's try and add one more category. Let's go defense as well.
Defense, yeah.
Yeah, so the categories that we have left real fast for everyone. We have defense left, mentality, the return, the backhand dink, forehand dink, backhand drive, forehand drive.
Okay, backhand drive. I'm going with Annalie. She's a goat.
Bro, she just pulls from everywhere.
She's disgusting on the court from...
Dang it, I didn't want you to take ALW there.
It doesn't matter where she is. Her backhand drive is by far the best. Her double backhand drive is by far the best.
Bro, I got to go with the backhand specialist then to counteract you.
Who, Tui Nation or what?
Tui Nation.
It's game over.
Bro, Connor Garnett.
Garnett's a dog too.
You just...
I don't know. I still think Annalise, on her top game, outpacing.
I don't know about outpacing, but I definitely... When she turns on her two-hand drive, it's a good shot.
Yeah.
It's a great shot. Man, we've got... Okay, so I just did Connor Garnett for backhand drive. Let's shoot all the way down to defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put a girl into my mix. Do you know who I'm going to do?
I feel like you're going to do Tyra.
Yeah. Bro, you've got to... So... Tyra is one of my favorite players to watch. Both myself, my wife, my daughter, we all love to watch her play. And part of the reason why we love to watch her play is because she can just get every freaking ball back.
Every ball is back.
Granted, I think she gets more practice than other players because her third shot drop is a little bit more loopy, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes if it's a little high, they're pounding down on her. But it doesn't matter if that ball is going into the bleachers. She is full on sprinting and doing the splits to get that thing
she's
right into the video board. Bam! Like her. I mean, there's a couple players you could do with defense, but Tyra's defense is easy.
I think she's almost always doing the splits or on the ground, which just shows how much she's just going for it.
Yeah.
Okay, mine is going to be, I think, for defense. I think he's nasty. We haven't seen him recently. I'm going to go with Riley Newman.
Okay. Yeah, he's good. I thought potentially you were going to go with Elise Jones there.
I was going to go with Elise Jones, and also I think kind of an underdog is Callie Smith. Golly, if you watch her play defense, some of these men are just railing these like 70, 80 mile per hour balls, and she's getting like everything back.
Yeah, they're all so good.
Their defense is just disgusting. Okay, what do we have left?
So we have mentality, return, backhand dink, forehand dink, and forehand drive.
Okay, forehand drive.
Dang it, I hope you don't take the person I'm thinking of.
For me, when he's on, Alshon. His forehand drive is just disgusting.
Yeah, he's got a great forehand drive.
Oh, not Ashton. Alshon.
I hear from a lot of players that Noe Khalif has an absolute
He has
drive.
a rock.
Now the question is, though, do I go Noe or do I go Hunter Johnson? Because Hunter Johnson
I think Hunter
has a
Johnson.
rocket.
I think Hunter Johnson has a rocket.
Yeah, and now he's playing with the hand cannon. Did you see that?
Yeah, see, that's hard because if Noe's on,
they just say that it's so powerful. I think I've got to go. I know that Noe has a fantastic drive, but Hunter Johnson just has these amazing passing shots.
Mhm.
And when he gets going, right? I think Noe is a little bit more well-rounded, but I think Hunter Johnson, when it comes to a single skill, beats him there. So I'm going to go with Hunter. Problem is you can't go wrong, though, either way.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing. So we've got forehand dink, backhand dink, the return, and then mentality. Why'd you take Anna Lee for mentality, you jerk? Okay, let's see. Which one am I going to choose? Let's go with mentality. And did you already do Andre Dascu?
No, we haven't done him.
Okay, bro, bet. Mentality. That dude is a warrior. How did we miss him?
He was gonna be mine. If you know, he does his tweet, his mentality. He does his tweet before I think every day he pops at him a tweet. And then, MLP last season, he carried.
That one, that is a pull right there.
That's a pull right there. Gosh.
Dang, Andre Dascu as your mentality. There's only one person I would put above him for mentality, and she's
already gone. Yeah, that's kind of hard now. Colin. No, I'm just kidding.
Colin Johns.
Oh, okay, that's hard. Let me throw mentality. And it sucks because then besides that, oh gosh, we've already taken all the top peeps.
Yeah, you've got to start thinking hard now. You got to dig deep.
For me, kind of want to go to Paris Todd. Because she's the next, mentality is just wild.
That's a good pickup.
It was either between her or Kate Fahey.
Yeah, I think Paris Todd locks in a little bit better.
Yeah.
Kate Fahey locks in, but I think she sometimes gets pushed a little bit too much. And then you see her, it starts to work not to her favor when she starts breaking her leg with her paddle.
Or her head.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Paris Todd, that's a great one too. I forgot. Man. Okay, so now you have forehand dink, backhand dink, and return.
Forehand dink. I'm going to go with another girl. Consistent as always. Georgia.
Yeah. She's got that little slice cross.
Her little slice cross court is disgusting. And she's just so good, even when playing against the men, whether they've switched.
A right side player too, in mixed and in women's, and so
we've
that's
taken
her bread and butter.
Yeah, I feel like right now we've taken all the top right players you could think of. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else you could put as a right hand.
I know. All right, forehand dink. I've got to dig deep now. I've got to try to even think of players.
I thought of another one.
With a forehand dink, I'm kind of running through the men and women right now. Let's see. We've got some of the top. Oh, Rachel Rohrbacher. Absolutely.
Yeah, Rachel's good.
Yeah, and
I still think George is taking her, but that's still good. That's a really good one. Man, I didn't even think about her. Wow.
Yeah,
that's a really good dink.
She has really impressed me, and then recently she's been getting in amazing shape. But beyond that, just focusing on her on her forehand dink, I'm reminded about a month ago when she was playing against Ben Johnson, Anna Lee Waters, and she was playing with Christian, and she's going back and forth with Anna Lee, and then occasionally she'd sprinkle in a right down the line with her forehand dink.
She got him 3 times, I think, on that match.
Yep, good memory. So Rachel Rohrbacher, I feel good about that one too.
That's a good one.
All right, so let's go now.
This is getting hard because there's so many.
So we've got backhand dink and return. I think... Let's see, backhand dink. I would have loved to have taken Ben Johns here too.
Yeah.
But let's see, backhand dink.
Backhand or even Tui Nation.
I know, but he's gone too.
He's gone.
Let's see, I've got to...
So we doing backhand?
Yeah, backhand dink. I've got to run through the men and women that are left now real fast. So Tyra and Georgia are gone. Paris Todd is gone. Rachel Rohrbacher, Catherine Parento. She's got a good dink, but I don't think it's like elite. On the men's side, you've got Fed, Diascu, Christian Alshon, Hayden Patriquin, J.W. Johnson's gone. Man, we're really getting deep in here now.
Bright's gone. Todd, Georgia, Newman, Fed, Deckel.
Who do we got left? Backhand dink. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to even think who's our top player for this. It's hard, both men and girls.
You know what? I'm going to go to return actually instead.
Okay.
And I am going to go with a return specialist or a single specialist. And I'm going to go with Chris Hayworth.
Yeah. Dude has crazy returns.
Just any of the singles players, man, are going to be able to do good, strong returns back.
I'm going to go with... That's hard. I'm trying to think who's hitting as deep as Chris.
And as hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I just thought of a player for backhand dink.
Maybe... Man, I'm trying to think of a good single or anyone that's getting... Who's hitting hard? Who's hitting back line most of the time? Think back to some games.
You got to think singles.
I know, that's why I'm trying to think back even to singles because we've kind of wiped out... Because we've wiped out Connor, we've wiped out... Alshon probably would have been my main for this one.
You've got some of the women too, like Kate Fahey. She's got a great return.
But up against Chris?
I mean, Chris is a good pull this late in the round.
Yeah, I would say for me, what's his name? Donald
Young?
Donald Young?
Oh,
I think he's going to be my return.
What about Jack Sock? I shouldn't help you out.
Ooh.
How do we forget about that, man? Do you remember that lob serve from Annalise?
Yeah.
He just blasted the return?
Yeah, Jack Sock.
I just helped you out major.
I'll take that.
That's a big one, too. That's a good return. Any of those strong tennis players, really.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're only one left, right?
Yep.
Backhand dink?
Backhand dink. And I've got my player locked down.
Oh, see. And now I got to think someone tried to take it, but I have no idea who you're picking.
Well, think of like maybe some of like the left side players in women's. Even you've got you could do left-handed Kawamoto. She's got an amazing backhand dink. So does.
I think I'm gonna go with no. His is a double backhand dink though, or double backhand. Can I count that?
Well, as long as it's a dink, it could be one hand or two hand. Could be both.
No, I think I chose wrong too for this person. This is the only person I can really think of on the left side that is remotely decent. But I'm gonna go with he's not in the PPA, but Guangdong.
QD.
I think he's just nasty on the left side.
It's Wang Yung.
Wang Yung, sorry.
Okay, that's a good one. This is a guy that's been a little irrelevant over the past month and a half because he had an ankle injury.
Jaume?
Nope. He's could be, we're yet to prove it yet, but he might be a top 5 or top 6 male player. I'm going to go with Will Howells.
Yeah, he's strong. Oh, I didn't even think of him.
He is a
very
strong left side player.
He is a very strong left side player.
Okay, that's it. That's our whole list. So I'm going to run through this, yours and mine. Okay. Yep. So if you're listening, that was probably a lot to listen to and hard to know which one. But we're going to run through Bryant's player real fast. So his forehand drive is Alshon. Backhand drive is Annalie Waters. Forehand dink is Georgia Johnson. Backhand dink is Wang Yung. His serve is Deckel Bar. Return is Jack Sock. You got massive
heavy hitters.
First two. Mentality is Paris Todd. His flick and roll at the kitchen is Gabe Tardio. Third shot drops, forehand and backhand is Federico Straxrud. Hands is Anna Bright. And defense is Riley Newman versus my Frankenstein player.
You got pretty heavy hitters.
I feel pretty good about this. Forehand drive, Hunter Johnson. Arguably top 3 forehand drive in the entire league. Backhand drive, Connor Garnett. Again, Tui Nation. That's what he's paid for.
That's what he's known.
Forehand dink is Rachel Rohrabacher.
Strong.
She'll do it all day. Backhand dink, Will Howells.
Very strong.
He's not someone I think of as like the top backhand dink, but
also coming off his recovery.
He's newer to the PPA. Right?
Yeah. But if you watched him in the APP, disgusting.
Yep. Serve, I went with Roscoe Bellamy. Return is Chris Hayworth.
Yeah.
Mentality, I picked Andre Deskew, and I actually think that's probably the best choice out of everyone.
Besides Anna Lee, best choice.
Yeah. My flick and roll is JW Johnson, the flick
wizard.
Person taking all my third shot drops, and this might be the tipping of the scale, is Ben Johns. Getting him is huge. I knew I had to take him early. Hands is Hayden Patriquin. Again, arguably one of the fastest hands in the world. And then my defense is Tyra Black. So you let us know in the comments who won that Frankenstein player. Both players are going to be elite.
Yeah.
I don't think we could go wrong picking any of the pros for any of these attributes. So we'll do this. Leave a comment down in the video who won, and then we'll get back to you guys and we'll see if we can do something with that. Whoever
and even put in your players. I want to see what you guys come up with.
Yeah.
And it'll be a little bit different because you guys can pretty much choose anyone that we did.
Yeah.
Because I would have chose.
Look at the list.
Yeah. Because I think we should do this. If we were to go, let's just say you and I were building our own player, we don't have to care. I think serve, I'm still sticking with Deckelbar.
So let's compare each thing then. Okay. So forehand drive, Christian Alshon versus Hunter Johnson. Who won there?
Oh, it depends. If they're both on, they're both disgusting. But I think if you're playing singles, I think Hunter for me. I feel like if you're playing double, I feel like Alshon will be stronger. So it's kind of hard. I think Hunter though on the main.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Well, we'll actually skip that. Well, I was going to say, let's go attribute by attribute and then tally up who ended up winning that. No, that'd be fun, actually.
We could do that.
Let's run through it real fast. I'm going to say them out loud, try to be unbiased, and you be the person that decides, and I'll tally up who won each.
No, I'll be fair with this.
And then we'll do it. So, okay, forehand drive, Alshon or Hunter?
I think Hunter.
Okay, so we'll do... Okay. Backhand drive, Annalie or Connor Garnett?
Annalie, I think.
Okay. Forehand dink, Georgia Johnson or Rachel Rohrabacher?
I think Georgia just because she's made it way farther consistently.
Backhand dink, Wang Yung or Will Howells?
I think Will Howells.
I think so too, mainly because when they've played each other in MLP, Will Howells has come on top of that.
Yeah.
Serve, Deckelbar or Roscoe Bellamy?
I think Deckel. Yeah. I think Deckel on that one.
Yeah, I can't really.
Roscoe's is huge, but...
Return, Jack Sock or Chris Hayworth?
Oh, that's hard.
Top of your head, go.
I'd say Chris right now. More consistent.
I would have gave it to you either way. Mentality, Paris Todd or Andre Deskew?
Andre, which sucks.
Ooh, just 1 second. Okay, Andre, so... whoops. I'm trying to make sure I'm marking this right. Flick and roll, Gabe or JW?
I want to say Gabe, but I think it's so close. I think you got to give it to Flick Wizard.
Okay. Third shot drop, Fed or Ben? I'm not even
Ben.
asking
That's not even.
Yeah.
That's not even an ask.
Anna Bright versus Hayden Patrick.
Yeah, you don't even have to ask that.
Okay, and then finally the last one: defense, Riley Newman or Tyra Black. And again, I won't be mad either way.
I think Riley Newman.
Okay. And
I think you won though.
So let's see. You won a total of 1,
5
2,
points?
3,
4 points.
4.
Fuck.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I lost.
4 versus my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man. All right.
That's a lot harder though because the players I had in mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I got my team built.
Yeah.
But
and
then
I go and take them.
Well, I want to hurry and do this. Okay. Now let's you and I hurry and both build one real quick because this is a lot quicker since we don't have to worry about stealing. I think this is the most overall, like, most elite team you could ever do. Serve, deckle bar. Third shot, bend.
Yep.
Flick. I don't know. Would you take Gabe or would you take
I probably got
J-Dub?
J-Dub.
J-Dub. Hands, you're going with Hayden.
Yep.
Backhand drive. You think Anna Lee or like we could even re-pick other people. I think Anna Lee or Connor is still top two. I still think
Connor Garnett because I want to use Anna Lee in a different situation.
Yeah. So Connor, defense.
Defense, I think you
could go multiple ways. You could even go, I mean, you said Tyra. You could even go Elise.
I still think Tyra.
I would throw Tyra in there. She's a good mix. Forehand, I think we stay at Hunter Johnson.
Dink?
Forehand drive.
Drive, yeah, Hunter Johnson.
I think Hunter Johnson. Mentality, obviously, you got to go Anna Lee there.
Yep.
Forehand dink.
Gabe Tardio.
Gabe Tardio.
Absolutely. So tricky.
Return. I think
Jack Sock.
Jack Sock. Jack or Chris, I mean, they're both.
I thought that was a great choice, Jack Sock.
And then backhand.
Backhand dink.
Backhand dink. Ooh.
We've already used Ben
Diascu?
Johns.
We haven't used Diascu.
Yeah, Diascu. Yep.
He would be my next. I think that's the most goated overall you could ever have. If you didn't have to.
All right. So that was fun. There's a fun little game. Let's switch topics now a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about gear, our favorite gear. I want to talk a little bit about backpacks initially. Mm-hmm. So I have 3 different bags. One of them is more recent to me.
Yeah. My
everyday go-to bag that I have is the bag by Forwrd, which is their Forwrd Ranger. Mm-hmm. I love this bag. This
clean
bag,
look.
Not only this has been my main day-to-day bag since
you've had this for a long time.
July, I think. June or July. I think July of last year. And it still looks pretty much brand new. The quality of this bag is absolutely amazing. I bought an extra extension for an extra paddle because I always carry paddles, but you've got your outside paddle sleeve here. I carry another paddle here.
Sides.
Inside of the bag, you've got 2 more paddle sleeves that you can stick in there. You've got a big water bottle pocket, but this bag for day-to-day use, I think, is goated.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get a better day-to-day bag, especially for me in my situation where I'm traveling out to Florida for work once a month. This is such a great carry-on. It looks like I'm going into a business setting, and then at night in Florida, I can just pull out my paddle that I packed and shove it in here, and now it's my pickleball bag as well. So I can carry my laptop and all that stuff in here.
Yeah, definitely a good all-around.
Is an amazing bag. They honestly are such a good company. I love their social media. Grub, I think, is one of the owner's names. Grub or Gub or Grub, I think. Sorry, that's so bad. But he seems like a super genuine guy. I always, whenever he pops on and he's talking real fast, he's always trying to get people's opinions on things, and he's trying to get feedback. So beyond liking the company, I think that this is probably the best day-to-day bag out there right now in the market.
Yeah, I like it.
So this is like open plays, running to the court late at night. I just bring all this stuff. It's good size. But what I was using for like my tournament bag when I needed to bring extra stuff, I wanted to bring an extra paddle, some food, a towel, and all of that. I would bring
the Selkirk, good old.
Bro, this bag
OG
is everywhere too.
Yeah.
I swear this is the first bag that any pickleball player buys. One, I don't think it's that expensive.
No, it's like $60 or something. It's huge.
You can just, it's a garbage bag, essentially. You can just shove so much stuff in here. So it's not fancy. The quality is actually not even amazing. But it's been durable. Like, it's good quality, but it's not like the Forwrd Ranger bag.
No.
But you could just throw a ton of stuff in here. And so, like, for a tournament, I would just throw a ton of stuff in here, and I could carry a lot of stuff. I actually like the color. That never bothered me.
Yeah. If you're going for, like, because I have this one as well, and then I bought my wife one. The tour bag is awesome. It's a little bit bigger than this. You can fit almost twice the amount of stuff. So if you're just going for pickleball looks, you don't care about like the business side, and you're trying to look nice, these are pretty good. I think you can do a lot with these. Like, I fit 6 paddles in mine.
And anytime I go traveling or anytime I'm going to like a open play session, at least one person has this bag, if not this exact color as well.
Yeah.
But these bags are out in the wild everywhere. I don't know what Selkirk did when they first released this bag,
but their marketing was good.
All the market space for pickleball bags initially.
Everyone has that bag.
And like I said, I didn't necessarily have a single complaint about it outside of like it just wasn't a super comfortable bag.
Yeah, it's bulky.
It screams pickleball. So like you're not being sleek by any means. No. You're not going to have like the best quality by any means, but you're going to be able to carry a lot of stuff for a pretty affordable price. And I think this is just above $100.
Yeah.
If I remember right. I'm not actually sure. But this was kind of this was my very first bag I ever bought, like when I very first started playing pickleball. And then I eventually got the Forwrd Ranger because I wanted something more small to be able to carry like my day-to-day stuff in. And then fast forward to most recently, I am now upgraded this bag, so my tournament bag, my bigger bag, to the brand new Vulcan Recon backpack, which
looks sick.
You go from
this
screaming pickleball bag to now all of a sudden
the all black is sleek.
All black. I mean, feel that
the material is awesome. It's like if you ever gone camping and you use like a what is that? What do they call that to keep the water out? It's literally no, like the water bags that you can like the dry bags. Yeah. This is literally like the same material, and it looks way sleek.
So this holds a little bit more than that Selkirk bag that was just barely up here. But the good thing about this is, so inside the bag, it actually has, and I emptied my bag, well, most of it for you guys, but you've got paddle sleeves in here. It's going to be a little tough to see in the dark, but you've got 4 paddle sleeves right there, and then a big compartment next to it. So
then you got the ball holder.
You can hold 12 different balls right here on the side, which is nice.
This is super nice.
This is where you start to like see like the attention to details. You've got, this is magnet. So
that's cool.
When you're not using it, it just looks like the side of the backpack.
Same with this.
But then when you're throwing your balls in there, it kind of extends, and then it just magnets shut. Same with the water bottle holder on the other side. It's just sleek up against it, and then you open it up, and it's magnet, so it can extend for a larger water bottle. Can hold a 40-ounce water bottle, absolutely no problem. I love the black look of the bag. It's weather resistant, so if it's raining or anything, it's going to protect your gear. Now, if you're leaving it outside for a long time, I'm sure that the seams, that like the zippers and everything aren't going to hold up super well. But another huge plus actually is it's got a separate shoe compartment that's ventilated. Cool. So you can end up throwing your shoes into your bag, and you can keep it completely separate from all of your other equipment. So that way at the end of a long tournament day, you can throw it in there and it's not stinking up the inside of your bag.
That's what sucks about every other bag.
And then maybe my favorite thing about the bag is that aesthetically, it's just sick looking.
Yeah. I think it looks better than the gray. We saw both of them at the event that we went to, but this one, it's clean look.
Yeah.
It doesn't look extremely bulky. It's got everything you would ever need. I think the more you play pickleball, the more you realize it's like I'll haul my bag around. I'm like, ugh, sucks.
One thing I never understood from a lot of pickleball players is they could so easily justify buying like a $300 paddle, and then they're walking around in like these little tote bags with their paddles.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just get a bag that actually will protect your paddle?
Yeah.
So the Forwrd Ranger bag, my day-to-day bag, that one retails, I think, for like $180, I believe. The Selkirk bag, I think, was just over $100. And then this bag's the most expensive of the 3. This one is $250. I do have a link that you can use to save yourself $25 if you wanted to buy this bag. So bring it down to $225. But the thing is, this is a buy once, cry once situation where it's going to last you a really long time. This is obviously not something that you're like bringing around for like your day-to-day use. You definitely can, but it's large.
Mainly just pickleball. Right.
I carry a lot of paddles. I'm testing a lot of paddles frequently. I carry a lot of gear like camera equipment. I like to have my own balls. I bring a big water bottle. I throw my shoes in there. And so this is super nice for me to be able to bring everything in.
Yeah, it looks sick.
I've got like some training stuff in there, some balls. And so this bag, they did an absolute awesome job. And then this is something that you mentioned at the beginning. You've got this carabiner.
That's so nice.
That you just throw up on the fence.
That's why your bags are getting destroyed. Everyone just throws their bag. Everyone does the exact same thing.
And the Forwrd Ranger bag has a super durable bottom, but where this one needs to open up and be ventilated for your shoes, it's better that this one ends up being linked to a fence, actually. Yeah. And so you just hook that up to your fence, pull your shoes out the bottom. The back of it feels really good. And then you've got like this like secret little pocket right here. You can throw like your wallet in there, your keys in there. But very impressed with this bag. I've had it just this week, and I really like it. I really like the look of it too, and I'm glad that I went with black. So yeah. I'm pretty happy about that.
Shout out Vulcan.
Yeah, shout out Vulcan. All right, so those are our bags. We're going to keep talking about some different items that are our favorite gear. The next gear that we want to talk about is things that keep us on the court. So Blumaka, baby. These, you haven't had a chance to try the Blumaka insoles yet, correct?
No, not yet.
So Blumaka, let me give some context real fast why I appreciate a really good insole. I have now I've torn my ACL 3 different times. I've had ACL reconstruction and meniscus repair 2 different times. And when I play pickleball for a really long time, my knees get achy. At night, they get achy. And if I'm slipping inside of my shoe, it feels like I'm creating a little bit of instability on my knee, which then my mind then immediately leaves the game and thinks about my left knee because I don't want to tear it again. And so these have been awesome. I was messaging back and forth with Blumaka on Instagram, and their marketing manager sent me over his phone number. And so he and I got talking, and these are used across a couple different sports. And he said one of the biggest things is soccer players that have torn their ACL. And this was before he even knew who I was. Like, that's cool. Knew my injuries, I mean, at least. Yeah. And I was like, I was an ex-soccer player, and I tore my ACL multiple times. So I was like, I'm super interested in this. Now, I've got to say, this has probably become my most prized, outside of like a pickleball paddle, this has probably become my favorite pickleball product that I'm currently using. Yeah. I took out my old insoles from my Adidas. I put these in, and the very first time I played with these on, I could tell. I was like, ooh, these feel... I never really used insoles. And then I put these on, I'm like, what have I been doing? I always thought it was a little gimmicky. People were always hyping up insoles. Yeah. I can now tell you guys that insoles are not gimmicky if you get the right ones, because these have changed the way that my knees feel over the past 2 weeks with the Blumaka insoles being inside my shoe. I'm not leaving the play session with an achy knee. If I'm achy, it's something else. That's just me getting old. But it's not my knees anymore because of my shoes being uncomfortable. And then they've also got this technology, so like your foot doesn't slide. Yeah. So it grips. So when you're doing your hard pivots up at the kitchen, or someone and even on the bottom gives you a misdirection, your foot is not sliding inside your shoe. So you're not jamming your toes at the end of your shoe. And or I'm not anymore. And so my foot feels a lot more locked in. Yeah. So the comfort level is great. It's locked me into my shoes. These really aren't that expensive. They're like $65. I also now have a code with them because I was like, get me a code, please. I hit up the guy. We finally got one. I talked someone else into buying a pair already, and so I'm awaiting word once theirs get delivered. I want to hear what they think. But this is something I'd like to know if you guys have other insoles that you're using, because I would be appreciative to know what they are and compare them against the Blumakas, because right now Blumaka's reign king for me. I know I haven't tried a lot, like I just said, but these have completely enhanced my experience playing pickleball, especially because of my injuries.
Yeah, I want to get the Victory insoles. I've heard a lot about those.
They're the ones that
they're supposed to give you a lot of bounce, but it's also a lot of tennis players, same thing. They feel a lot of like the support. For me, I don't know about you.
It's for explosive movements,
It's more for explosive movements, so singles, stuff like that. But yeah, I think I've been looking at getting that or some Dr. Scholl's, because golly.
So
shoes makes the biggest difference. Not even the insoles make the biggest difference. I have the same thing. I haven't torn my ACL or anything, but shoes, like I went from Skechers, and you saw my first ones. Golly, I put a hole in those suckers in like 3 months.
So
my
bad.
toe was poking out. It was bad. And then I went to Asics because I was trying to learn a tennis slide. Man, for me, going back to Skechers has been a dream. But I really want to try Tardio shoes. I think I'm going to order some of Tardio shoes.
Yeah, you
the
should.
Sol, what are they? Solvos?
I forget what they're called, but they look really
They
good.
look really cool. They're not your typical look of a pickleball shoe, but Skechers, going back to Skechers has kept me on the court because playing singles in my Asics, I mean, I have a wide foot. So going back to that was just like a dream for me. Their soles are a little rough. Usually, like I thought the first pair was a lot more comfortable than this new pair that they have because they have the V Corp Pro 2 or the.
So these are the 2.0s.
The
now?
2.0s. I already switched my soles out. I already wore through my soles.
Oh wow!
So I definitely want to. I'm gonna definitely try some new soles out.
Now I will say I said that I hadn't tried a lot of insoles. There's 2 other insoles that I have tried. A cheap Amazon pair, which did nothing for me. And then I did, you said Dr. Scholl's. I did have a pair of Dr. Scholl's in the past, and I much preferred these over my Dr. Scholl's actually. So take that into consideration. I felt like they gave me a lot of like heel cushioning. Now I know that there's a bunch of different Dr. Scholl's ones out there. But I think I paid more for my Dr. Scholl's, and they did less for me than what these Blumakas do for me currently, specifically for pickleball use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the Blumakas. I'm a huge fan. Interestingly enough, I listened to a couple other pickleball podcasts, and I was completely unaware that any of the other pickleball podcast hosts use any of these insoles. But I was listening just like 2 days ago to John Q sitting there talk about, and Eddie, his co-host, asked him what is his most prized non-pickleball paddle related pickleball accessory. And John Q said it's Blumaka insoles. And I was like,
that's
what
crazy.
the heck? I didn't even know about that. But I was like, and it echoed my same thoughts. And so I was like, I 100% agree with him. But that just goes to show. So John, I think, had like a stress fracture in his foot this past year. He couldn't play pickleball, I think, for like 2 months or something. And he's using the Blumaka insoles. So I know that he's like in his early 50s.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that I'm in my early 30s. He's in his early 50s. We both have different injuries that we've had from the past, and both of us have spoke highly about that. So it gives me a vote of confidence to know that I'm not like a one-off, that these really are great insoles.
Yeah, no, I definitely need to get a pair. My knees, after every singles matches, even after one, I'm like, oh my God.
I'll reach out to him and see if we can just get you a pair sent to you.
Come on, Blumaka.
Yeah. Shout out Blumaka. Sponsor the podcast.
Please.
Yeah. Okay, the next gear that we want to talk about. This
one's huge. I like these.
This is super interesting, actually. I think I'm the only player in Utah that I've ever seen.
I've never seen anyone besides you with this. Like, I've never seen this before.
So if you guys are not watching, which I've only posting to YouTube right now, so I don't know why you're not watching, or if maybe you just have it in your headphones. I've got my paddle in front of me. This is my main paddle currently, and I've got a Trigger Grip Pro. And so all this is it gives me an extra piece of point of contact on my paddle that allows me to do a couple different things up at the kitchen, or find my home base, if you will, when I'm back at the baseline. The biggest benefit I see from this Trigger Grip Pro, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything. This is something I got on my own, and then I started making videos on. And so this is just a product that I found and I really started to love. But up at the kitchen for rolls and flicks, when I am holding my paddle tight, I do worse with my rolls and flicks. And when I'm looser with my wrist and looser with my grip, I can get better flicks and rolls up at the kitchen. And what this allows me to do is at that extra point of contact, I can loosen up my wrist, and then I can roll with that ball or flick with that ball with keeping...
without having to have the crazy tight grip.
Yep, exactly. This is allowing me to keep it in my hand much easier, but I can now play with a lot more looseness with my grip, which typically if you are death gripping your paddle, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So it kind of took that out of my hands and it loosened up my grip, which was pretty nice. Every time anyone sees this, they think it's the weirdest thing. They don't understand it. Does it mess with your two-hand? I use a two-hand for my dinks. I use a two-hand for drives, for resets, for blocks, and it doesn't get in my way at all. You can see that I place it. I hold my paddle a little bit low where the butt of the cap is almost in my palm, and then I just place my finger up in there. See if you guys can see that. And then if I'm doing my twoies, I just go right above it, and I stick one finger on the back of the paddle face just for stability, and it doesn't bother me at all. But I love the Trigger Grip Pro. There's only one pro in the PPA tour that is sponsored by them, Gabe Joseph, a singles specialist. But I've never seen anyone else use it in the wild, and I think that people are sleeping on it because it looks weird. And they maybe are afraid to know how to set it up, and maybe I'll make a video about like how to set it up specifically.
Which is super easy. I mean, I saw you set it up like, from the look of it, I'd be like, there's no way. But like when you grab it, it does feel good.
Oh yeah.
Like, because I'm like, sometimes I feel like in tight situations, I'm death gripping the crap out of my paddle.
It's pretty awesome. Anyone that's local to Utah, if you're watching this segment and you want to try a Trigger Grip Pro, hit me up, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll get you one to try out. You got to give it back to me though, because I love my Trigger Grip Pro. But I'll get you one to try out, and if you like it, then you can order it. That's how confident I am with it, that I think people will end up liking it.
Yeah.
The only hassle is putting it on, but once you have it on, then you're set.
It's just on.
Yeah, it's really not that difficult. And little spoiler alert, if you ever want to know what my main paddle is in pickleball, you just got to look for which paddle has the Trigger Grip Pro on it. And so anytime you see us talking about paddles, and if you see a Trigger Grip on it,
that's the main.
That's the main. I still hit with a bunch of different paddles, and I play games with a bunch of different paddles. But if I'm like playing my absolute most serious pickleball, I'll go to my main, which will have the Trigger Grip Pro on it, just because it helps me play better, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see if I can get you one of those as well. Let's go to our last gear item of the night, and we're going to talk a little bit about sunglasses.
Yeah, this one's huge. I now have two different pairs. I got one because of you from Zenny Optical.
Yeah.
So basically, I just went to Costco, got my prescription, went to Zenny Optical. They had actually quite a different pairs, and I think ours is like amber red.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's supposed to help with
like see the ball a little bit better. That first pair was pretty good. I thought my only struggle with it was when half the court was in light and half wasn't. That's when I had my hardest, because in the dark it was just too dark. And now I have a little bit of a lighter pair, also from Zenny Optical. It's actually just a little bit lighter shade, same tint, but it's a lighter shade than it is, and it's been awesome. I haven't used them recently, but last season I used them a couple times when I did tournaments with like Jeremiah, and I thought they were awesome. Like I was playing with them close to dark pretty much.
Yeah. That's especially now that we've got like outdoor season, having the right pair of sunglasses for playing outside. If the sun's out, you've got to be able to protect your eyes.
Yeah.
It creates a layer of protection as well for like if the ball accidentally hits you, but more so it just allows you to be able to see the ball a little bit better.
Well,
those Zenny Optical ones are pretty good too.
They're very nice. I mean, I think they're probably like 120 a piece, 100 a piece, and then they're my prescription. And for me, I don't know anyone else colorblind or not. I'm pretty colorblind. I do have a hard time playing outdoor, and the sunglasses, like, they help me a ton. Like, I don't know if there's a better color than what I've had. Like, they're not polarized or anything. They just have the tint. But man, it helps me see the ball way clearer, because when we played park tournaments before, even when I played with Jeremiah, literally if there's any green in the background, I lose the ball. But like with the sunglasses, it helps me a ton to see it.
Just
and
highlights
then and it's so nice when you're playing night tournaments and the sun's going down, and most of the tournaments if you're playing on the south end, you're pretty much, if they ever lob you or anything, you're pretty much just looking directly into the sun.
Yeah, it makes it really tough. Mine have been my favorite have been the Vantage Lab ones. These ones are pretty awesome because as the light switches, so do these. and kind
I love
of
these.
talking a little bit about like tracking the ball. These have like a color view technology, and I have no idea how they do it. But you can go onto Vantage Labs Instagram account and you can see what it does for the ball, for ball tracking.
They've already gotten a little darker.
Yeah, so they start out light. They're photochromatic. So if I'm in a lower light situation outside, they'll stay pretty see-through up to 20%, and I can still see the ball really well. And then as the sun gets brighter and brighter, or if I'm at midday, they just tint all the way up to 100%. And then I'm completely fine. So like when we drilled earlier this week, the whole drill session, I had these on. And they help. I mean, that ball is green as can be now with these on, just with that color view technology.
So nice.
And then when I played Friday or Saturday morning as well, we started at 6:30, and from 6:30 to about 7:30, it was kind of low light as the sun was getting ready to peek over the mountains. And so I didn't play with them on. But then at 7:30 for that last hour, I threw these on because that sun came right over the mountains, and I played the last hour with these on, and the sun doesn't bother me anymore. That's one thing that I used to, especially at Wardle, when that sun pops up over the
really
mountain.
bad.
Really harsh lighting on some of those courts, and these really helped. I love these, and they're pretty affordable. Zenny, I think, is cheaper, but
they don't have as much technology as this.
Yeah, these are going to have a little bit more technology built in. These are more pickleball specific, where Zenny's kind of sports encompassing. These are going to be just for pickleball, and I think they retail for like $160. So for performance classes, really not that bad, because you can get some of those like pro ones get up to like $1,500. You see
crazy, like Annalise are
exactly
wild.
Like hers do pickleball and bow hunting. And yeah, they get up to like $1,500. I think there's like an $1,800 package. So $160 is well worth the price. They come with a great hard case. I love Vantage Labs. I've met the owner now a couple different times. He's a great guy. He loves pickleball. He's been going around to the different tour stops and promoting them. So if you guys see him there, shout him out. Tell him that you heard about him from me. PPA, down in St. George. PPA is coming to Utah. So I'll guarantee he'll be down there. If you see his setup shop, go try them on. They are awesome glasses. Do a little ad read for that guy. But I do have a code, DRILLMOREPB with him. Even if I didn't have a code, I would be praising these. So if you're down at the PPA St. George and you see Vantage Labs, go check out the glasses. See the ball difference when you put them on. $160 is really affordable. And they're going to protect your guys up to 100 miles per hour, which I have not tested. I don't plan on testing. And
I'll hit one at you.
The ball is going to be popping for you. So if you have a hard time tracking the ball in any situation, buy Vantage Labs. They're going to pop that ball. So there's your little ad read for you, unsolicited.
I hope.
I love them.
I hope we start to see a lot more accessories. I mean, there's some horrible accessories. Like, my wife has got a little pickleball picker-upper, worst thing I've ever seen. But I hope
what is it?
The thing you put on the end of your paddle and it picks up a ball. It was rated.
She didn't actually buy it.
No, she bought it. She bought it.
Oh,
I told her, I was like, that's literally.
Whitney.
Who was you showed me the podcast. I think it was John Hughes, when he was like, they were rating the worst pickleball accessories, and that was number one.
And your wife had bought it already at that point?
She had already had it, and she's like, I love it. And Harm has it, and she's like, I love it. And I'm like, yeah, that's the worst pickleball accessory. But I do hope eyewear for me, like I already have, I'm nearsighted, so which means like I can't really see far. So like when I play singles, I do have a hard time. Doubles is a little bit different because you're going to get close. So I hope we start to see more options like these guys where you can get prescription plus the technology. Because there's no way I'm paying $1,500 unless you sponsor me from like Annalise glasses. Unless I'm pro and I got the money, like $1,500 is a grip.
There's a lot of other things I'd rather spend money on.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not going to be sending their glasses to people.
No.
But sunglasses, super important. So that's our episode today. Let us know down in the comments if you think Bryant actually won the Frankenstein player list, or if I won the Frankenstein player list. Let us know what your favorite gear is as well. We talked a little bit about our bags, our insoles, some of our pickleball paddle accessories, and then eyewear. So That's going to be it for today. That is the end and wrapping up episode 3. So let's go. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.